Today we're gonna take a trip down everyone's worst nightmare. Elevators. Elevator shafts, to be specific. I know you're all afraid of them. I know you are. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that you've never been in an elevator and thought, wow,
What if this thing fell and I died?
we're all afraid of them. If you're not, you're a liar. Today we're gonna look at a story where someone got stuck in an elevator with her crush. Sounds spicy. Let's see how stupid this is. Let's go.
My name is Andrew, and I'd like to tell you the story of how I got stuck in the elevator with the girl I liked. Her name is Allison, and I never imagined that I'd get to spend so much time with her with no one else around. It was both a blessing and a curse. I can tell you as much. Allison was an incredibly beautiful girl. She had the prettiest blue eyes and dark short hair. She was all
Do you like that? It said dark short hair and it zoomed in on her teeth. It's just weird. She's got dark short hair. How's my dark hair looking, ladies? It was weird.
also the smartest girl in my class. I was in awe of Allison, but
Okay.
was too shy to speak to her, so she didn't even know I existed.
What? We weren't even allowed to wear tank tops to school. What kind of school are you guys going to? We can wear tank tops to school. If a girl like even showed her shoulders, she'd practically get like suspended.
The perfect chance to finally change this fact came right after class had ended on a boring Friday afternoon. Most of the students had already left for the weekend, and I saw Allison getting on the elevator.
Ooh, my boy's got an elevator in his school. Okay, an elevator. That was floor 6. You got 6 floors. Has a single one of you ever seen a high school with an elevator? I've never in my life seen an elevator in a high school. They go for general use. I've never seen that before.
Probably going up to the library to return her books.
What the heck?
I rushed forward, not even thinking twice about it. If I got in the elevator with her, maybe I'd finally get a chance to speak to her.
Why is it that this girl, like this dude looks like he's 25, but this girl looks like she could be a teacher. Like she's like in her early 40s. Maybe she's pushing 50. Like she does not look young.
I wanted to find out so much about Allison.
I think it's the
What she
haircut.
liked,
I don't know.
what she hated, what her favorite...
Matter of fact, she's got a Karen haircut, guys. We have determined already this girl is a Karen. Look at the way she's looking at him. She is looking for a problem to yell. She wants to make an issue out of things. I bet you anything this girl's a Karen.
book was? I'd admired her from afar for so long, but didn't know almost anything about her personal life.
That's
I wanted
creepy.
to change this fact, and I wanted her to know more about me as well. I wished that maybe she might find me interesting, and perhaps, just perhaps, get the courage to actually ask her out on a date. I had
Dude, she looks so old. Like, seriously. I
daydreamed
can't get
so
over
often about this moment.
it. Okay.
There were so many jokes and cute remarks I'd pictured myself saying in every imaginary conversation.
Don't like that. That's
She
weird.
laughed and smiled constantly. She was interested in me, at least in my head.
Okay.
But in the real world, Allison didn't even know my name. Perhaps this was my chance to finally change this fact.
This is a Romeo Juliet story, guys. The dude who's too shy to talk to her, and the 38 to 48-year-old woman that got held back in school for 30 years.
The problem was, I had rushed to get to the elevator before
Get in there.
the door closed.
Go.
I wish that she hadn't seen me running,
go,
because
go.
that would have been so lame. I actually placed my foot in between the doors to keep them from
Okay.
closing, and managed to get inside just in time.
Good job.
When I stepped inside, she gave me a sweet little smile, and then looked up ahead again. As I had imagined, the floor she had selected was the one leading up to the library. She was so responsible and well-read. I know that might not sound like an amazing trait to some people, but to me, it only made me fancy her more. Anyways, I kept trying to talk to her, and knew that the elevator trip would be super short, but every time I tried to open my mouth, I felt sick to my stomach.
Okay, guys, let's put the clues together real quick. They have 6 floors in their high school. This dude's afraid to talk to the girl. The girl looks like she's 50, and he's sick in the elevator. Let's just put those together. Let us simmer around. You tell me what you think, but I think I know exactly what's going on here.
When I thought all hope was lost,
Yes,
something
sir.
strange happened. The elevator suddenly rocked from side to side and then came to a sudden halt. We almost fell to the ground, but I managed to hold her just before she tripped over.
Oh, I bet you
I
did.
ended up with my arms wrapped around her, leaning back against the lift's wall to regain my balance. She
Yeah.
blushed. and-
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you guys what's going on here. 100% confidence right now, not a doubt in my mind. They're bacteria. Now, I know what you're thinking, Zach. That's exactly what I was thinking, which is good because we're on the same page here. I'm going to expand on that, but their bacteria is my thought process. They're just being represented as humans, but just observe, watch.
And thanked me, standing back up.
I knew it.
I felt awful about not having her in my arms any longer, but I couldn't let her know that, so I just smiled timidly and shrugged. We both tried to see what was wrong with
You see that? You see that little redness coming in on her cheeks right there? That's a common thing bacteria do when they're getting ready to consume people. So you might watch her put her mouth or her stomach outside of her mouth and envelop him with her stomach, and then actually will dissolve him on the outside of the body.
the elevator, but it seemed just to be stuck. So we pressed the emergency button and decided it was best to wait for help to arrive. She gave me a few awkward looks, but we just stood there in perfect silence for the first few minutes or two. Finally, she introduced herself, and I pretended I didn't already know her name. I did tell her
So
I
she's
thought I
warming-
had seen her in a few of my classes, and she seemed surprised.
Yeah, okay, so she's warming up to him. What's happening right now is she's trying to like warm him up. She's gonna get him excited. The body temperature's gonna rise. Gonna make it easier for her to dissolve the body when she begins to consume it.
Apparently, she had never even noticed me before. That kind of stung. The conversation was admittedly a bit awkward at first.
I
We
bet
talked
it
about our
was.
classes and the weather, and we kept getting stuck in these uncomfortable silences before one of us dared to speak again. After a while, we tried pressing the button again and heard it ring. Surely someone would be there to help us out shortly, we figured
You think,
out.
buddy?
After all, the bell was really loud. So we began talking more openly, and that made me feel better. She was really funny, just like I had imagined. But the problem was, minutes kept going by and no one came to help us. That was when we
This is where you man up if you were a human being and you say, yo, I got us, babe. Don't worry about it. Help us! And you just start screaming like a maniac. And then someone comes, you're like, I rescued us. And then you're
began
good.
to
You're a
get
hero.
really nervous. Alice and I decided to begin screaming for help and banging on the walls of the elevator. No one answered. I checked the time and realized that by that hour, every single student had left already, and probably most of the teachers. We were stuck in there and might have to stay locked in an elevator all through the weekend. We immediately started freaking out for real.
I feel like if you're in an elevator with your crush, if she's making that kind of face, yes, it's time to freak out. But if it's your crush, maybe you're happy. Maybe this is the opportunity you've been waiting for to show her and woo her over with your charm and wits. Or maybe you're afraid because you know she's going to consume your body.
It took us some time to calm down. She was in tears, but I reminded her that our parents would get worried soon. So we might have to wait a few hours, but someone would eventually come to help us. Or so I hoped. She seemed to believe me and wiped off her tears.
Oh, good.
I mean, I know we both understood that even if our parents realized we were missing, they might not think to look for us at school.
Dang, he do be looking like dad and mom, though.
But it was a reassuring thought, and we
Dang, she do be looking like mom and dad,
both
though.
clung to it.
Wow, they
Panicking
genetically
would
did
only
it.
make a bad situation worse. I suggested we play a game to relax, and she agreed. We both sat down.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's assume they're real humans for a second. I really don't feel like you're stuck in an elevator and the first thing you do is play Need for Speed on your cell phone is the best move. But look, I don't know. All right, I'm single. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's not the right move. The first thing you should do is say, hey, you ever heard about this YouTuber named Zach? He's pretty good. He makes a channel called Lover Reacts.
Down on the floor and began asking questions to each other. The more we played, the bolder and sillier the questions got.
Oh,
I
I thought it was Need for Speed. How are their questions? I'm confused.
Learned a lot from Allison, and I told her a lot about myself.
Take it back. It's an excellent idea. Well done.
I'd never felt closer to anyone in my life.
Wow.
It seemed like the right time to admit my feelings for her had finally arrived. I was going to do it. At long last, I was going to tell Allison that I was in love with her,
Here it comes.
and I wanted to take her out on a real date.
Here comes the
But before I
explosion.
managed to speak up, she suddenly blurted out that she was pregnant.
Pregnant? Maybe pregnant with you because she's eating you in her stomach.
I was in absolute shock. I asked her what she was talking about. Apparently, she'd been keeping that secret bottled up for 2 weeks, and she couldn't deal with it any longer.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty big twist. I don't know what do you do in that situation? You like, I don't know what I would do. And I'd be like, oh, guess I'm not attracted to you. Or would I be like, okay, no, I don't know what I do. I've never been in that situation. It's kind of weird.
She needed to tell someone, and I seemed like such a sweet and trustworthy guy.
Oh,
Allison explained that she was dating this guy from another school, and she didn't even
I bet.
realize that she'd gotten pregnant until the morning sickness began. She tried telling him about it, but the guy was apparently not very nice.
yikes.
He once began joking about how he'd run away in a second if a chick ever tried to tie him down with a pregnancy trick.
Oh my gosh. Just got real for us. Wow.
Yes, he used the word chick.
Oh, okay.
What a girl like Allison was doing with a guy like that, I couldn't understand. She was sure that he'd think that she'd gotten pregnant to force him to marry her. She didn't dare tell him, and her parents would be super mad and disappointed with her. Allison told me she felt stuck, and she didn't know where to go for help. I told her that she didn't have to feel that way. It was a bump on the road, but she was smart and strong enough to pull through any adversity. She was so
Oh,
thankful.
look, she's making her move. She's about to. Guys, this might be the moment I've been waiting for the whole time. She's about to consume him. She's probably already eaten him. Maybe this is like flashback to what originally happened. Oh my gosh, this is getting scary. We're gonna keep going.
Called me sweet, giving me a peck on the cheek.
I bet she
It
did.
was the best
at
and
that.
worst
This poor
moment of my
man.
life. I enjoyed the kiss, but I also knew that she was going out with another guy now.
And that's why they call it the kiss of death, folks. The amoeba gets up to you, gives you the kiss of death, and you love it, but you're also scared. And just like this man, I mean, oh, poor guy.
But yeah, you can say it was a bittersweet moment.
I bet it was.
The problem was, it was already really dark outside, and no one had come looking for us. We were both really hungry and didn't know how long we'd be stuck in there. We were getting really worried again that no one would rescue us
I'm not even going to make a comment about the words hungry and stuck, but I'll let you guys do with that what you will.
until Monday. I had a few crackers and a bit of leftovers from my lunch that I shared with Allison, and that ended up being our dinner.
So that's a really deep metaphor for she consumed me in my arm.
Teasingly, I told her that this was sort of a date, and she chuckled at my joke.
Oh,
I wasn't really joking, though, or at least I hoped I wasn't.
I wasn't really joking.
Barely slept at all that night.
I love
Too
that.
worried and scared to rest.
Come on.
She did place her head on my shoulder
There's
and
your
took a
chance.
short nap, though.
Make a move.
Allison was so warm
don't.
and smelled so good. It was so much temptation to have her there, so close to me. There wasn't any sign that anyone was coming to rescue us. We were getting thirsty, and we shared the last drops of juice that she had in her bag. That was it. From then on, we didn't have anything else to drink or eat, and it was
This is some weak police if they can't find you after that long. I mean, you're literally just like, what? How would they not have checked the what? No one's used an elevator in 15 hours? Like, what?
only Saturday. We were really starting to freak out,
Uh-oh.
but I didn't want to let her know that I was scared. After all, she was pregnant, and stress wasn't good for the baby.
I just want to take a minute and think. Like, say you're actually trapped in an elevator. You can go 3 days without water. You're on like day 1.5. Like, you got another literally day and a half until you like dehydrate and die. My first thought was like, I guess you could be like one of us can live and you'll spit in the other person's mouth and they'll drink your spit. But like, first off, I don't know how much spit there would be. And I don't know if that would actually give you enough water. That's the only thought I could get though. If you need to get water, you could drink someone's spit. Could you share the spit? I don't know really where we're going to go from here.
I tried to distract her by telling her silly stories and talking about my life. I also asked her a lot of questions about her personal life. And little by little, I got her to calm down.
Good.
It was such a relief. Seeing her doing better made me relax as well.
That's good.
We talked for hours and hours and really enjoyed each other's company. Sure, the situation was horrible, but at least we had each other.
Trapped in an elevator with your dream girl, it's horrible.
By midday, I finally decided I had nothing to lose. I admitted my feelings for her and told Allison that a guy like her boyfriend didn't deserve her. If she was with me, I'd help her take
Did you just see the Wolverine claws come out of him?
care of her baby. She was so surprised at first, but a moment later she smiled. Allison told me that was the sweetest thing that anyone had ever said to her.
Wow.
And then she kissed me.
Oh, here it comes, guys. Here it comes, dude. Before he dies, I just want to say, man, it's been a good ride, but peace out.
I couldn't believe what was happening.
Wow.
The kiss was everything I had imagined and more.
Wow.
It was truly a magical moment, and I forgot all about being trapped in that elevator. We heard noises coming from a floor down.
Uh-oh.
Someone was screaming her name. We called
Uh-oh.
back, relieved and surprised. It was the school's janitor, accompanied by the principal and Alice.
Oh, I was about to say, which one of these dudes is a school janitor? They're all wearing suits, and those are her parents. What the heck?
They knew their daughter would never disappear like that, and that she had been heading toward the library, so they contacted the school's headmaster.
Okay.
No one knew I was there, but I, later on, found out that my parents had gone to the police.
Oh,
The problem
good.
was they had no idea where to begin searching for me. We were freed.
Who are these people? Look at how tiny the policeman is, man. That was like me if I was a police officer. He's smaller than a 16-year-old girl. Just burned myself. And also, why is his necklace like a chain? Yo, guys, look at this ice I got on. Like,
Half an
what the
hour
heck?
later, and I had never felt more relieved. Allison hugged her parents, and then she blurted out that she was pregnant. They were so relieved that she was okay that
That's
they
good.
didn't really get mad at her, so getting stuck in an elevator might have been a blessing after all. The very next day, I got a text from Allison asking me to hang out. She had dumped her good-for-nothing boyfriend.
Now you got a baby though. What are you gonna do with that? You probably you probably weren't prepared to have a baby in this situation.
Meant what I said in the lift. I told her I did, and if
We got to recalibrate the story at the end. I think I'm gonna make some adjustments.
officially asked her out on a date. That was 5 years ago. Now we're married, and I adopted Allison's daughter. She's the most amazing little girl in the
Okay.
world.
I know what happened.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. So guys, here's what happened. I'm gonna change the story a little bit. I know this is gonna sound really strange to you, but I promise this is what's really happening. I can see things you guys can't. As a YouTuber, I got like a vision into it. So I thought she was consuming him. I thought he was a bacteria and she was an amoeba. Really what happened, they were both amoebas, all right? And they actually formed into a super colony. This baby is just their baby. They formed while creating the amoeba super colony. When he says they live together, what he means is they lived together. They were literally connected because they're one single amoeba at this point. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below if you have a different theory than me. Let me know what you think the truth is of this story. Obviously, there's some more to it than what meets the eye. Don't forget to lick that screen, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Lick that screen. Peace.